Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 training of this boot camp. I can't even believe that we are into week 4. I feel like October just started. I feel like we just got started with this month and we have just been like moving and cruising along every single week. Couple reminders for you. Make sure that when you rewatch these, I know a lot of people, and today's Halloween, it's like insanely busy. You guys should literally see my schedule. I just like posted that with our boot camp mentors. I'm like, you should see my schedule today. I know it's Halloween. I know everyone's busy, and this one will be like a replay for most people. So when you watch it, make sure you are putting in the comments, hey, I'm here, watched it, and give me your thoughts and emotions on it too, because we're going to be going through a lot of different things. We have a couple of our mentors on here today. So Christine and Melissa, thanks for coming on and being on live with me. If you guys have anything to add and contribute, please put it in the chat and like feel free to go on. This training is probably I know mindset's my favorite, but like this training, it just fires me up the most. I love speaking truth about working out and exercise and what it really takes. I think it's very under discussed. I think it's very washed over in the fitness world for many different reasons. Um, and I love spitting truth about how you really make changes to your body, like what it really, really takes. So I'm excited about this one, but make sure you're letting us know that you are here, that you are watching, because we are going to be doing our big giveaways next week. We are going to be doing our biggest loser, and then we're going to be doing our biggest contributor, the one that was most involved and active and gets to win our goodie bags and everything. So stay tuned. We have still today, tomorrow, and over the weekend to wrap up this boot camp. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. All right, you guys. Let's dive into this training because I know everyone has very limited time to watch things, and my morning is absolutely crazy. I'm going to share my screen here with all of you. Um, Keep me on track here. Now, this is our week 4. We're going to be talking about the truth about exercising, working out. And I want you guys to use this training to really start crafting like your own plan for your new body. What does that look like? What do I really have to do and what things do I really have to change? Now, when people come into Bomb Mom, it looks like this. You get in and we are building this car before you enter the race, right? We want to get you trained in all the areas that we've talked about: vision, nutrition, mindset, training, and workouts. We want to get you trained in all of the areas before we get you into the main group. And I don't think people realize how important this is when starting something out. If you go balls to the wall to something, and let's start positive first. Let's say you start something and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this and it's great. And I'm going to start these boot camps and these classes, and you do it and it works and you lose weight, right? Let's start positive first. Yay, that's amazing, right? Um, you probably just got those results, and we'll dive into this a little bit more too. You got those results because you were doing something like going from nothing to something. Boom, you got results. Is that sustainable? Did you learn? Is it really the truth of how you change your body? No. The answer is no. Now, let's say you do it the other way and you take it slow and you start learning steps, processes, changing your mind, changing your body, changing your food. Is that going to last you? Absolutely. You actually did the work. So that's why it's super important that I train my clients and we learn how to build that car before you enter the race. So, like I said, we've covered the mindset and really visualizing. Course 2 was all about like nutrition. Course 3 was the mind. I'm sorry, the first one was vision, but same thing. And now we are on to the fourth one, and you're going to learn how to change those habits, routines, behaviors, like once and for all. What do I really need to start tweaking to live the best life ever? Because here's the thing. I want you guys to learn how to train to get results. Okay. And if you are training right now, let's say, hey, I'm getting up, I'm working out, I'm showing up, I'm doing all the things. I have this great class that I take. I'm active, I'm doing these shakes, whatever. And let's say like it's not working. Let's say you're like still struggling. I just had I guess a DM chat going back and forth with someone on Instagram, and she was telling me what she does. And that chick is up at 5:30 every single morning. And she's like, I do this machine and I do this and I do that. And she's like, and I eat really clean and blah, 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 blah. And she's at 165. And she said, I honestly should be probably 135, but I'm doing all the things right. I'm like, girl, you're not training to get results. What do you mean you're doing all the things right? Like something is missing. Either you're not being truthful about something, which happens a lot. That doesn't mean you're a liar. It just means that you haven't made like the correct connections yet. Um, or you're not training the right way. You're missing something, right? And I don't want anyone showing up continuously to their workout day in and day out and they're not getting the results. You're missing pieces. You're missing something, because that's not how it goes. That's not how it should be. Something is missing. That could be like you're still showing up to your workouts and maybe you're just like checking a box, right? Maybe you're doing your workout and you're like, I did it. And you're not like truly kicking ass and making yourself sore and working to fatigue, right? Maybe you're showing up doing your workout and you think you're working really hard and you're pushing and you're hustling, but like your nutrition is way off and you're not fueling your body the right way. Maybe you're eating pretty good. Maybe you're doing your workouts and you're showing up, but 90% of your day you are spent sitting and you literally just don't have enough like overall activity going on in your life. There are so many different pieces to this puzzle that people don't talk about. And we are pushed and fed the belief that, oh, you must not be working out enough. That must be the reason. It must be your workouts, or you know what? You have too much of a hunger. We need to, suppress that appetite. Oh, you're not getting enough protein. We really need to get you like on these shakes and stuff. Like there's so much just like misconception about things. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me. So I want you guys to really keep an open mind today. And as you're learning everything, and I want you to truly think about like, okay, what parts could be missing for me? What parts could be Melissa talking about that I can control? Sometimes, I'm going to remind you of this. Sometimes we know we need to do changes. We know things need to be tweaked, but at that moment, there's nothing we can do about it because maybe an injury, maybe, oh, I really should start like lifting more. I know I need to do this, but you're injured and you're working through that. That's different. Maybe you're a breastfeeding mom and you're like, I know I should be cutting back more or eating more or whatever, right? But you can't at this moment. There are certain situations where you're like, okay, I want more, I want to do more, but like right now I can't. That's okay. Okay. So remember that every situation is completely different. The next part that I want to talk about here, I love these two examples, because when you learn how to lift, okay, and work out, you want to keep working so your body is decreasing that body fat and increasing that muscle. You want to become strong, tone, and lean. So then you have that strength, you have that confidence. And both examples here are ways that like, yes, you can tweak, you can make a difference. You can alter that body. You can decrease the fat while increasing the muscle and really change who you are and what you look like. But people they're not taught this. We don't learn it in school. We don't learn it in college, really. I mean, unless you're taking a very specific course on it. And even then I question the people that are teaching. And we're not taught during life how to collect data on our body, right? We're not taught to really like, okay, I'm going to sign up for like, I think this should be like just how classes are taught in gyms. Okay, you're going to sign up and take this class. Okay. And in 4 weeks or 6 weeks, I want you to evaluate. Okay. So let's have a starting weight or body fat or whatever. And then in 6 weeks, I want you to do a reevaluation, because I don't want you showing up for this class 30 more weeks and you don't get results if that's what you're after. Now, if you're doing that class just to be entertained and to have fun and like it gets you out and it gets you moving, it's great for your heart and lungs, that's a different story. But most people, a good majority of the people show up because they're like, no, I'm hustling. I want to make some changes. I got to make some changes. This is what I'm after. You got to really evaluate and think about what are you after? This is my favorite slide in the whole world because it's talk all about the things what you could be doing wrong. Okay. And then we're going to talk about what you really do need to do. Okay. And everything on the left, except for the girl sleeping, um, people look at that and they're like, what do you mean those things are wrong? What do you mean doing a class? That's me down there in the corner. What do you mean doing a class is wrong? What do you mean doing like a home video or spin class is wrong or working out with my friends? What are you talking about, Melissa? It's true. And this is where I want you to be open and listen because identifying these things will identify the habits that you're doing right now. It'll identify how you're showing up and what you're doing and what needs to be adjusted because that affects your daily habits. That affects how you show up. That affects like what you do. So let's talk about some of these classes. Love classes. I will forever be a certified fitness instructor. I will forever hold that certification, even if I'm not teaching classes. I will keep my CEUs up. I will continuously learn and grow. I love them. I started off my fitness journey in fitness classes. I started teaching very young. I was so young. They're like, you know what? If any of the members ask you how old you are, can you not tell them? I'm like, sure. Because, you know, what teenager doesn't want to be told or pretend that they're older, right? Even though I didn't even look it. And I loved having all these people come into a room at the same time and I could motivate everyone at the same time. I loved that. I was like, oh my God, I can make all these people feel good and change their life all at once. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with classes. Okay. There's no real progressive overload. Now, again, does the class help you feel good and it gets you moving and you don't have to think and you're sweating and like you're getting endorphins and all adrenaline's going and like all these good things? Absolutely. Do you get sore from it? Do you get changes from it? Yes. People start classes and lose weight all the time, right? However, there's no true progressive overload, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And you need to be loading up that muscle, working to fatigue, going slow, having the right speed and tempo when you're lifting. And in classes, you kind of do the opposite. It's a very fast pace. A lot of time you're to a beat. Sometimes you're circuiting, right? And so you only have so much time at each station and you're rotating through. Fun, great, getting a burn. But is that what truly is going to rip your body and put on muscle and decrease body fat? No. I'm gonna just say it. The answer is no. Okay. What about the other things that like we could do at home, right? Who did the P90X? Who used to do like the Billy Blanks and the P90X? Love those things. We'll never talk bad about those things. However, what happens? Your body gets very used to it, right? You do it through, like, it's great. However, you do plateau in a way. You can only do so much at that time. And then it's like, okay, well, you better move on to something else, right? I guess you could start over again and do the whole series again. Maybe you take a break, go do something else, and then come back to it, and you could use it again, right? Like there's ways around it and ways to use it for sure. But like to be your consistent go-to and help you train and change and move forever, it's not sustainable. It's not going to get you the results that you want, which I, again, absolutely hate saying. Like I hate saying that. But people love it. The instructor's talking to you. You don't have to think. How great is it to show up to something and you don't have to think, right? Like I love not thinking. Like not thinking is the best because I think and solve problems and do stuff all day long. I love not thinking. It's great. And it becomes very addicting. Same thing with classes. Classes and workout videos and downloads and stuff. It's great. The other issue that's not on my little slide here are apps. Okay. How many of you have ever downloaded an app and just got like workouts, right? And oh my God, I have access to this whole workout library on here. That's one thing that I do want to add to this slide because it's becoming very popular. And we download these apps, you have access to all these workouts, you can like build a workout, like, oh my God, great tool, right? For sure. But if you're not a trainer and you don't really know how to build that workout and you're really not sure what you're going after, that can be a problem because muscles do need to be trained in a specific way. Muscles do need to be rotated through. Muscles do need to be ripped and broken down in a certain sequence. Supersets do need to happen. No supersets need to happen. And this is a specialty thing. Like this is why we have certifications. This is why we have trainers. This is why people pick the profession of fitness and lifting and become experts in this area, right? I mean, we could all go, and I talked about this before in one of the other trainings, or maybe I did a live on it. Like we could all go into a classroom and probably figure out how to teach a bunch of second graders, right? Like we could bring in stuff, we could Google things and YouTube things and stuff, but like, are we going to give those kids the best education ever? No. Will we make some change? For sure. Like we'll change and impact their life, but like, are we doing them justice and going to cover all of the curriculum that that child needs to know for second grade or third grade or whatever? No. The answer is no. It's the same thing with like those apps. Are you going to get results and change? Sure. But like, are you going to get the best results that you can and then again keep you going and you're prepared to move on to the next level? No, you're not. And I know people are probably thinking, well, Melissa, don't you have an app? Don't you do that and drop workouts in? Absolutely. But my workouts change every 4 weeks. The workouts all of my clients get, no matter if you're a bomb mom or if you're one-on-one, no matter what program you have with me, those workouts have been tried and tested through my body. I train with my clients. I know exactly how heavy a 20-pound dumbbell feels to curl it. I know all of this. So mine is a little bit different because mine isn't just a buy and drop and you pick workouts. Mine is actually built. There is brain behind it and everything that I'm doing on the app. So I hope that makes sense and like you can like kind of figure it out or see what I'm saying. The other one that I wanted to talk about is like working out with a friend. See my little friends working out at home in the corner. Love it. Get a friend. Yes, do it together. I'm all about doing things with people and not having to do things alone. But what's wrong with this? Okay. Or a trainer. Let's pretend one of the girls is a trainer. And I know people get really mad when I talk about the downsides of a personal trainer because, well, I am a trainer. I will forever be a certified personal trainer. There's a lot of downsides to it that people don't talk about. People don't want to hear that. They want to think that I just need a trainer. I just need someone in person to tell me what to do. That's all I need. Okay, you keep thinking that. But let's talk about the friendship first, right? So you have a friend here and you guys are going to work out together. Like, I think that's great. Again, doing something with a friend is always better than not doing it alone, right? However, there becomes this dependency there, and it's the same thing with trainers. There becomes this dependency there that like, I only go to the gym if my friend goes to the gym. Okay, well, what happens when your friend drops you like a bad habit? And she's like, I can't, kids are sick. And then you're like, okay, I won't go either. That's typically what happens. So whenever you're working out with someone else and that starts happening, you start falling off too, because you two are two peas in a pods. And you're like, well, I'm not going to work out if she's not working out. And then sometimes the friend's even like, oh my God, don't go without me. And there's this like, I don't want her to get fit without me. Like, no, don't go. We'll go later. And then you never go later. Or that guilt of like, well, I don't want to go without my friend, of like, I don't want to like keep doing this. I've been doing I keep showing up without her, but like, I don't want to leave her behind because we're moms and we're women and we don't want to leave anyone behind and we want to help everyone. Now let's talk about trainer. Trainers are great. I recommend everyone go to the gym and get a trainer for like 3 or 4 sessions for sure. Have them show you around, have them teach you how to use equipment, have them spot you for a couple of things, learn technique and everything from them. But that's about it. You want to know why? The dependent relationship starts as well. And people will be like, oh, I can't work out without my trainer. I have to have a spotter. Um, my trainer canceled, so I'm not going to the gym. And you also become addicted to that feeling of like, oh, I just show up, they tell me what to do, I don't need to think. You guys, we have to think for ourselves when it comes to our health and fitness. It's not an option. It can be part of something that you do. You can see a trainer once a week, you can do your classes once a week, but the majority and the meat and potatoes of your health and fitness journey and your lifting and training experience has to come from you. It can't come from an instructor. It can't come from a trainer. It's not sustainable. It's not real life. And you might be saying, well, no, I can do classes forever. I can have a trainer forever. Okay, great. But it's just creating more dependency. At what point do you break off of that? Because then are you learning how to work out when you're on vacation? What about when that trainer gets sick? What about when that trainer moves? What about when that trainer honestly isn't following through? What if you've been seeing this trainer for a while and you're not getting the results that you want, right? There's a lot of things wrong in that field and people don't talk about it. Also, training, you guys, as you have learned throughout this entire boot camp, training is just one piece of the puzzle. Now I'm starting to sweat. Just kidding. Training is one piece of the puzzle. You have to have vision. You have to have the right mindset. You have to know what you're doing with nutrition. There has to be some level of motivation and accountability, right? Like there's so many pieces of the puzzle, and one of them is training, just one of them. And when I trained clients, my job with them was to kick their ass for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever their session was. And that was it. There's no time to help shift their identity and work on their mindset. There's no me calling them later in the day and be like, hey, how's your day going? Are you staying on track? Did you show up today for your workout without me? Like none of that's happening. A trainer's job is to kick your ass physically in person, and that's it. Who's taking care of all the other pieces to your puzzle? Most of the time, no one. Let's be real. Most of the time, it all gets skipped and we get stuck on this vicious hamster wheel of like, oh my God, I'm doing and I'm showing up and I'm trying to do all these things and I'm getting no results. So we just go and we go and we go and we go. Is any of this clicking? Is any of this making sense? And I don't want to talk bad about all of these things. All of these things are great, right? But there's a lot of downsides to it. And I want light bulbs to go off for you guys to go, shit, that makes sense. Yeah, this is why I haven't gotten the results before. And again, I'm the P90X girl. I did that after I had my third baby. Stupidest thing in the world. That is not what you do after you have a baby at all. You know, but we love the community. We love our spin class. People go in there and they're like, I get the third bike from the right in the front row. That's my spot. You know why? Our brains love what's familiar. And classes and a trainer, it's familiar, it becomes safe, and it's like, yes, right? Things that are super familiar to us, it's great. Like, I love it. We all do it. It's how our brains are wired, but they're also dangerous. They're dangerous. Talk to any person, again, that has a body or a physique or a mindset or a job or a career or anything that you look at and you admire. And you're like, damn, how'd they get there? How does she look like that? How did that happen? Right? And you look at them, guaranteed they live a life outside of a comfort zone. They are not doing things that are familiar and fun like all the time, right? I'm sure they have their routines for sure. People that are successful are creatures of habit, 100%. But they're also leaving that comfort zone often. Okay. So I know I like go off on this stuff because I freaking love it. It's the truth. She said 100%, this program is the only thing that has actually stuck and helped me keep weight off and grow mentally as a woman. It's another piece of the puzzle. Absolutely. And who was it that was saying in the group the other day? Was it Tracy or was it Tanya? I think it was Tanya. And she was saying like, she's lost almost 8 pounds this month in this boot camp. And she's been showing up and she's like, this is one of the only things that's actually working and it's stuck. Like, hi, Kristen. I knew it was you. So just a lot of things to really, really think about with all of this. Okay. Things are great, but are you doing it wrong? Right? What you really need to be doing. Okay. These are the truths. You need to pick up heavy shit and put it down. Like I said before, it's progressive overload. You have to build muscle. You have to create a greater afterburn. Okay. If you have a body and you are training and you're like, I'm working out, remember I talked about earlier, something's missing then. You are not training the right way. Your workouts are not efficient enough. There's something going on. And honestly, the first one, you might not be picking up heavy enough shit and putting it down. It's repeat, pick up, put down, pick up, pick down. That is a routine. That is a familiar thing that is good and should be familiar to you. But we have to pick up heavy stuff and put it back down on repeat over and over again. And people will always say to me, like, oh my God, Melissa, I don't think I could ever love working out like you do. And I'm like, who said I love working out? Oh, you're obsessed, like you must love it. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I will ever love something that creates me pain every time I'm there. And I'm just going, oh, sweet God. Oh my God. And then the next day I'm like super sore. I'm not sure you can love anything like that. I love the after. I love what that does for me. That is what I fall in love with. And that is okay. So if you're like, God, I don't know if I can ever love this. I don't know if I'll ever like enjoy this. Joy, you will start to find. You will find joy in it. But love, man, I don't know if that'll ever happen. Now, another thing that might be going wrong and what you really need to do is to have progressive overload. Our workouts in Bomb Moms switch every 4 weeks. We're on week 2 right now of our series. In the boot camp, you got a taste of that. 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, new workouts drop in. We train for 4 weeks solid. That is to help build progressive overload. That is so week 1, we are learning, we are getting sore. We're going, holy shit. Week 2, we're like, okay, I remember this. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more. Week 3, we're adding it on and we're killing it. By week 4, you're crushing it and you're trying to beat the other numbers, whether that's with more weight, whether that's with more sets, whether that's with more reps, maybe that's with just more workouts overall. But we are continuously putting time under tension on those muscles to make them build. And if you want to know what the secret sauce is, what is the fountain of youth, what keeps you young, how do you do it? How do you do it, Melissa? Like, how do you become and have this body? It's weightlifting. It's weightlifting. Ask any Bomb Mom, are my workouts cardio based? And we're like fitting in those hard cardio workouts. No, you'll see it one day a week where I'm like general workout, cardio, 45 minutes. Or sometimes every so often I'll put like in a 30-minute HIIT workout in there. Or we're focusing on like walking 10K, every single day or something like that. Right? But our workouts are predominantly weightlifting. It's the secret sauce. It's legit the fountain of youth. You also create a greater afterburn. So when you're done lifting, your muscles continuously burn. I'm sorry. Well, yes, your muscles burn, but your caloric burn continues to go longer into your day after a weight session than cardio. Cardio, you're driving home, maybe take a shower, you're still burning, great. Weights, dude, you're driving home, you're showering, you're cooking dinner, you're picking up kids, and you are still burning from that workout that you did 4 hours ago. It's called the epoch. So, like I said, I personally design and create all the workouts in Bomb Mom. I'm consistently 2 or 3 weeks ahead of everyone. Sometimes I'm on the same schedule as them, but as soon as they get new workouts, I'm building the next series. And you guys, here's the thing too. It doesn't need to be fancy. Your workouts don't need to be like, oh my God, new exercise every single week. Like, no. We will see Bulgarian lunges every 2 or 3 weeks, and lateral lunges or squats in a cage or a deadlift or walking lunges. Like the workouts aren't fancy, but the combinations change. And we take time off of squatting, we take time off of deadlifting, and we focus a lot on our glutes or our quads. It's always changing. That's the progressive overload that you get. And you have to do that with all your muscle groups. I mean, how many ways can you build a bicep? It's a curl, right? That's truly the only way to get a curl. You can curl here, you can curl here, you can curl here, you can curl a hammer, you can curl to the side, you can curl on the ground. I mean, there's like 10 of them, right? There's no fancy way to curl and get a bicep. I mean, let's be real. There's no magic. The magic comes in the combining. That's what you need a trainer for. That's what I specialize in. And I'm not saying that like, that's why you need me. That's not what I'm saying right now. I'm just giving the example of like, that's why you need to know what the you're doing. That's why. You need to either learn from experience on your own and be able to train yourself and become a professional in this field, or you need help doing this. And to get help doing this, you need to learn from someone else who knows what the hell they're doing. And I'll say it, if the person that is leading you, you don't look to and aspire to be or admire in some way, you might want to second guess that, right? Would you look to and aspire to be, someone who's extremely wealthy and well off? And the person that's leading you and guiding you is in debt and not doing so hot financially? No, that's stupid. Why would we look to someone who's in financial debt and like not doing that great wealth wise to lead us financially? People don't have the balls to say it though. In the fitness world, if someone's leading you, you better look at them and be like, damn, that's the truth. That's the truth right there. I'm just keeping it real, ladies. I'm just keeping it honest. So that's why I do what we do. This is why I'm constantly creating and designing the workouts. This is why I am being your leader in this group. This is why we divide the muscle groups up. It's really important to have a leg day. It's really important to have a chest and back day. It is extremely important to have a bicep and tricep day. It's extremely important to have a shoulder and core day. And you rotate through and then you start over. It is our 4-week split. And if you are missing that, you are missing a big part of your puzzle. And in the meantime, too, you're collecting data on your body. You're seeing what works. Because let's say you only show up for 2 workouts a week. Okay, fine. I'm not going to yell at you for that. That you're doing the best you freaking can. And let's say you're not losing any weight. We know that 2 workouts a week aren't enough for you. We know this now. Awesome. That's not a bad thing. It's collecting data on your body, right? This is good. Melissa said, I love the feeling when I'm done with the accomplishment. You taught me that cardio is for your heart. That's right. Lifting's for your bod. Amen. Christine said, I used to do so much cardio and not see the results. Seriously. Bye, Elizabeth. You do practice what you preach. Most consistent person I know. Oh, thank you. I try to be, I try to help and do as much as I can and be a leader for you guys. But remember, like, an organized training routine is really important. This is truth. And that's why, again, classes, it's not an organized training routine. It's like, show up, let me make you feel good, which are all things necessary in life. But that instructor, most of the time, she's just coming from her job too. And she's like, I need a release as well. There's no organized plan, probably. You need a program to follow. You need a program that changes. You need accountability. You need eyeballs watching you. You need support. Because you're going to plateau. Everyone plateaus. You need that support and accountability among your peers to be like, hey, what are you guys doing? Or is it working for you? What should I do? Do you have any suggestions? And then you need the head honcho too. You need coaches to support you. But that routine is super, super important. And I love this principle of accountability, right? First, you have to be transparent. You have to show up. You have to be honest and real. Then you have to frickin' participate. Okay. Then you have to respond to what you were transparent about, respond to what you participated in, right? There has to be action and a movement. And then there has to be reflection and deliberation, right? You have to be open and honest. You have to participate. You have to have some type of action, and then you have to see if it worked. And it's a constant cycle. It's literally the cycle of how I train and coach our clients in our routine. And here's one of my favorite last slides. Know your motivation. Know your why. Know who you want to become and why. They are watching. If you're not leading and guiding them, how are they going to know that, hey, fitness is a daily part of life? We lift. Mom works, mom cooks, mom cleans, mom and dad love all the things. But mom lifts. Mom trains. Mom gets knocked down, mom gets picked back up. Mom doesn't quit. Who's teaching your kids this? You. My kids are my motivation. They keep me hustling. They keep me grinding. They keep me in check, and they keep teaching me what I need to do to be successful over and over and over again. And if they don't look up to me, who are they going to look up to? Boys or girls. It doesn't matter if you're a girl mom or a boy mom. This should be a major, major part in your why and what fires you up and keeps you moving. And if it's not, you're leaving other people behind. And I'm going to add this in too. A lot of the time, people are always like, my partner doesn't work out. You know, it's a constant battle. I get it. A lot of the time, moms start working out and their husbands don't. And they become really strong and fit and sexy. The men will jump on when they're ready. Men don't like being left behind. If they start making comments of like, well, who are you working out for? Well, what are you doing this for? You know, if anything like that starts coming up, know that that's their insecurity. Know that that's their issues. You are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your results. They are responsible for their health. They are responsible for their results. And guess what? If you do want to help them and other people in your life, be the model, be their motivation, be the example to your parents, to your sister, to your neighbor, to your spouse, to your kids. And they won't like that at first. The more strong you get, the stronger you get in tone and fit and like everything, the more that happens, the more that provokes them. And that's okay, because you're just going to keep getting stronger mentally and physically. And you'll be like, it's okay. It's good. You can give me shit for not eating the donuts. It's all good. I love you still. But partners usually will come back on eventually. But be very aware of what holds you back. My kids say they want to be strong like me. My daughter says she wants muscles like mine. That is the best. Kristen said, oh, I'm crying over here. Seriously, right? Like it gets me choked up. Like when I look at those pictures of my kids, you know, and like, I want people to look at that and be like, now who's the mom? That's you? I wasn't always this mom with my kids either. And I'm like, shit, if I don't change, when is that change going to come? And this just talks about like our 4-week training course that we do, like everything that I already kind of talked about, like when you do on board with Bob Mom, that's our 4th week. And we're getting everything ready. We're learning technique, equipment, videos, like calls, everything. And lastly, you guys, your environment is everything. Your environment and how you are showing up for you is directly impacted by the people you surround yourself with. 100%. Women thrive in tribes. You don't have to do it alone. You already know what it looks like to do it alone, right? We work together, we strive and we train and we progress together. And this is one of the main reasons why I stopped doing personal training. I was like, there is no group environment. When my client gets down, there's no one else there to pick her up. A lot relied on me. And you know what? When our session was done, our session was done. Together, everyone achieves more. I will never train in another capacity. This is the way to help. This is the way to actually change and grow. Think about too, when was the last time you competed? When was the last time you invested in yourself? When was the last time you hit like a real major goal? When was the last time you formed a new positive habit? We work on all of this. We're collecting points right now for our October team challenges. These women invest in themselves, and some of these women, they own their own businesses. They are stay-at-home moms. They have really big careers and jobs. We all have expenses, and these women choose to invest in themselves every single month. We work on major goals, and we're constantly talking about new habits that support us or don't support us. This is just something like what our members are saying. I love this slide, but I want you to think, you guys have seen this chart before. Where do you want to be in the next 12 months? Where could you be in the next 12 months? Really think about this. Where could you be? Where are you now? And where do you want to move to? And it's really important. Notice how it doesn't say weight. Notice how this does not say weight. Oh, do you want to be 120? Body fat percentage. Where are you at? What box are you? And where do you want to go? I want you to get your homework badge. This is the question you're going to answer. What are your overall fitness goals? Physically, mentally, maybe even emotionally too. What does your current workout schedule and routine look like? Is it working? These are hard questions to answer. It really is. One, you have to know, like, what am I working towards, right? What goal am I working towards? A lot of people don't know. You have to really sit down and think about that. And is it working? Is what you're doing working? And even moms have to ask themselves that question. Is this working? Remember, you get in or you get out of anything what you put in. If you're putting in, you're going to get out. And if you're doing something and it's not working, something needs to change. Don't get stuck on the hamster wheel. Ask yourself the hard question. Is what I'm doing working? And if the answer is no, figure out what your missing puzzle pieces are, and then it will work. I promise you. Bring them all together. I promise you. Kristen said, in our tribe, there's always someone going through a version of your heart. Absolutely. Our tribe's amazing, is an amazing resource for me and my troubles. I'd be lost without my mom. I would too. I absolutely would too. And I lead it. And I grow it. But I love this training. I love talking about the truth about working out and exercise. Please, after you watch the replay of this, keep it going. Keep the conversation going. I'll put the link up so everyone can share, and have a great Halloween, you guys. Thanks so much for joining. I know a lot of people will probably get to this tomorrow, and that's all good. But keep the conversation going, ask questions, and let's really dive in. Let's keep working on the training aspect of changing our life. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.